So I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakaha Kwadash. Double ones to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work and truth and sincerity. So I wanted to make a part 2 on ye shall not run from judgment, right? Going into captivity, because we was talking about in the last video that, you know, these devils, they're hoarding gold, silver, they're building bunkers, millionaires are following along with Mark Zuckerberg because they see all the red flags, they see the blackouts, they see the cell phone outages. But in doing so, meaning and running into the holes of the rocks, you're not going to escape from the judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon you. See, you could have all these millionaires, you could hoard all your money, you could build these bunkers in the mountains or all over the world and try to hide or build cities underground. But guess what, man? There's some waiting for you right at the end of the road. And what's waiting for you is chains, man. What's waiting for you is slavery. What's waiting for you is captivity. And you got men that are out on the highways and byways that are teaching, that is meditating terrors upon you, man. That is meditating the things, the actions that they're going to take place when the kingdom comes, to when you are in servitude under these men. These men that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai have set up to teach on the highways and byways. Your judgment is coming, and it's going to be done unto the power. It's going to be done by way of the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And the Lord said, when I begin to bring judgment, it's going to be done by the hand of my people, the children of Israel. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Ezekiel 35 and 5. So the scripture says, Ezekiel 35, and I'll start at 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesied against it. So Mount Seir will be America today, man. Mount Seir will be America today, because it is where Edom dwells, in Mount Seir. That's where he originally lived, right? So today he he might dwell all over the world, but great judgment is coming to his great power today, which is America. So it says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesied against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and perpetual means continuous hatred. It says, and have shed the blood of the children of Israel. Now you see, he have done that. He have done that when we were being conquered in 70 AD by the Romans. You know, you had, when you read the book of Babylon, Timbuktu, 1 million so-called black Jews fled out of Israel because of the Roman prosecution. So this devil's been prosecuting us for the longest of time. He's been, you know, having his hand to a weapon on our backs, or you could say he's been having his hand on a whip to our backs for the longest of time, man, from the southern kingdom to the northern kingdom, because the scriptures tell you in Jeremiah that we have went into captivity together. So it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. It says, seeth thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. It says, Salakia. And it says, verse 7, Thus will I make Mount Seir desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out, and him that returneth. So let me grab this in Ezekiel. I believe that's Ezekiel 25 or 24. Let me see. Should be right here. So it says Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith the Lord power, because Edom hath dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off men and beasts from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. So the Lord is going to have his people put hands on you, man. The Lord is, through the Spirit, the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, is going to have his people put hands on you. So you can try to hide all you want to. You can try to hide from the Salakia, from the judgment that's coming to the world, that's ultimately coming to the nations. But you're not going to escape from the captivity the Lord is going to put you in. Because devils, you devils, not just Esau, Edom, but all the nations, you have to pay for the evils you have done. Right? The scripture says, because you will have they that say, well, I didn't put y'all in captivity, blah 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 blah. Well, hey, look, man, the scriptures have something for that too, man. And if you understand reincarnation, then you will understand that you are your forefather. Now, can you say that every Edomite put Israel in captivity? Not every Edomite put Israel in captivity. Not every Ishmaelite. But it was a mass majority of slavery going on by these nations, and their hand have touched the apple of the Lord's eye. So you got to pay for that, right? You had righteous men in Israel, but guess what? Them righteous men went into captivity too. So the Lord could judge one person, or he could judge a whole nation, and he's going to judge the whole nation. He's going to judge all you nations, man, as he judged his own people and gave us over into the hands of our enemies, right? So going into Isaiah 14, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined unto them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So let's read that back one more time. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day, Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, man. So we gonna come up out of this hell. We gonna come up out of this hell hole, man. And guess what? The Lord is gonna give power unto his servants to put those that we were servants under. He's gonna put them in service under us. It's as simple as that, man. That's what the scriptures say, right? Let's go into this in the book of Luke, right? Because this is just a part two of that video, because I was getting into slavery, and I want to affirm that is the case, right? So Salakia, bear with me for a second. So let me get into this in Luke. I think that's 20. is it 24 and 21 or 21 and 24? I could be backwards. Let me see. Right, so Luke 24, 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. And who's going to fall by the edge of the sword? Israel. Israel is going to fall by the edge of the sword. And this was during 70 AD, right? During a Roman prosecution. But we have fell by the edge of the sword. And many nations, we fell by the edge of the sword during the captivity of the Egyptians, right? The Syrians, the Babylonians, Hamites, right? The Egyptians are Ham, Babylonians are Ham, the Ishmaelites, the Persians, right? We went into captivity under all nations, man. After the Babylonian captivity, we went into captivity under the Persians. So we've been in captivity. We've been in captivity under all nations, man. We're in the captivity of Esau right now. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and they shall be led away captive unto all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down to the Gentiles, and to the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So that's who in the land right now. Who's in our land right now are the Gentiles, are the natural Gentiles, the heathen, the Amalekites, man. When you go into the book of what is that? I forgot where it is exactly. I want to say it's in Salakia. I want to say it's in the book of Isaiah. I think it's in Isaiah, the 36th chapter, where it says, "For our land shall be inhabited by the Gentiles," right? But our land is inhabited by the Gentiles. So let me get more captivity scriptures. Going into Revelations 2 and 26, right? So it says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works into the end, to him will I give power over the nations." So I remember having a debate. With a Jehovah Witness, and I asked him a question. I said, "Will all nations be equal to the Lord's chosen people?" He said, "Yes." So again, if you was to say that nations shall be equal to the Lord's chosen people, then you have to explain Revelations 2. Revelations 2 and 26. "And he that overcometh," which we know who's going to overcome. We know that it's the elect in the 1/3. That's according to the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter. That's according to the book of Ezekiel 9 and 4. Right? That's according to the book of Zechariah 13 and 8. So we know that the elect, the 1/3, is gonna endure into the end. Right? And we know that those only consist of Israel, because the scriptures talk about the 12 gates being of the sons of the epistles, which were Israelites. Right? We know Revelations, the 7th chapter, talks about 144,000 out of each tribe. Right? It says, even when you go into it, right? So when you go into Revelation 7 and 4, it says what? 100, even right here, it says 144,000. It says 144,000. It says right here, it says, Revelation 7 and 1, "And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads." Right here it says 144,000. "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." There you go. So we know that is talking about what? It's talking about the elect. It's talking about the 1/3, right? So Israel is going to have the other nations in the captivity. So when you go back into Revelations 2 and 26, when it talks about he that endureth, isn't just talking about one person. It's talking about the 144,000. It's talking about the 1/3. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Let's see what it says in comparison, right? The CSB, the one who conquers and who keeps my works to the end, which it's works also, because they're two in one. So you gotta serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You gotta believe in his son. You gotta have faith in his son. You gotta trust in his son, right? But you also have to keep the commandments. So they're two in one. So if you believe in his son, but you're doing all kind of wickedness, you're going to be destroyed. If you believe in keeping the commandments, but you don't believe in his son, you're going to be destroyed. But if you believe in the son and keep the commandments, Lord willing, you be saved. So now you have a chance, right? The scripture says, even the righteous shall be scarcely saved. So it says, the one who conquers and who keeps my works to the end, I will give him authority over the nations. I thought we were all supposed to be equal. That's what the Jehovah's Witness said. We were all supposed to be equal, right? NKJV, which is a New King James Version. It says, and he who overcome and keeps my works until the end, Salakia. It says, to him will I give power over the nations. NIV, to the one who is victorious. Is victorious, right? Because this is a battle as well. The scripture says, fight the good fight of faith. So this is also a fight to stay in this thing. It's understand what I just said. It's a fight to stay in this thing, man. It's a fight. You get into a fight isn't easy, man. Anybody get into a fight. We can all bleed. We can all die. You get into a fight, you could get knocked out. Right? You get into a fight, you can hit that floor many times over, man. Understand what I just said. Victorious. A fight. This is a fight to stand this thing, to get the victory. You get into a race, you run in a race, you run in a race. It's not, you're trying to focus on you running. You trying to focus on you passing that line. Because you can trip. You can fall. If you're running, they could have you hobbling over those barricades. Now you running and you hopping over barricades. So this thing, man, it's not easy. It's not easy, man. You can't expect it to be easy. And these ain't words you just say, man. You got to understand what that means. That means you're going to go through a lot of shit while you doing this. You're going to go through a lot of things while you doing this. But you just got to keep the path and keep teaching what you've been taught. Right? So it says, to the one who is victorious and does my will to the end, I will give authority over the nations. NLT, to all who are victorious, who obey me to the very end, to them will I give authority over all. It says all the nations. Simple as that, man. Right? So let me grab this. And we gonna end it from there. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Jeremiah 30 and 16, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for praise. So I'm going to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash, double unto the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work. And truth and sincerity, I like to say Shalom.